So, let's talk about Caitlin Clark, because this offseason, it isn't just a break. I mean, this could be the most defining period of her entire career. We're not just talking about bouncing back from an injury here. We're talking about what comes next for a player who, let's be honest, has already completely changed the game.
Which brings us to the big question, right? The one that's kind of been hanging in the air. After a season totally derailed by injury, is Caitlin Clark's superstar edge fading? Look, it's a tough thing to even ask, but it's really at the heart of this whole comeback story.
I mean, think about it. For a player who is just so used to dominating, like every single night, the 2025 WNBA season was a massive reality check, a total curveball. Suddenly, the whole narrative shifted from this unstoppable rise to, well, to a whole lot of unexpected doubt.
Just 13. That's it. That's the number of games she played last season. I mean, she becomes the undisputed face of the league, and then bam, an injury just brings her entire year to a grinding halt. And this wasn't just, a minor setback. This was a full-on emergency brake for an athlete at the absolute peak of her powers.
And a setback like that, it's like a domino effect. It's not just about the physical healing, right? It totally messes with your training schedule, it kills all your momentum, and yeah, it can absolutely shake the confidence of even the most elite of the elite. You basically have to rebuild everything from scratch.
But here's what's so fascinating about Caitlin Clark's story. Even while she's facing this massive professional hurdle on the court, her power as a cultural icon off the court, it didn't waver. It was just as strong as ever.
And what's wild is how relatable she is off the court. She's from Des Moines, Iowa. And get this, she's a diehard Kansas City Chiefs fan. Totally inherited it from her dad. It's that mix, that real, authentic Midwest charm and genuine fan energy, smashed together with her absolute superstar confidence on the court. That's what makes her so magnetic.
Okay, if you really want to understand her influence, it all comes down to 4 simple words. 4 words! She dropped this little comment on a designer's social media post, and what happened next is, well, it's the perfect example of the kind of power we're talking about.
The reaction was just insane. That one comment absolutely exploded. Fans went wild speculating she was going to be at a Chiefs game. And the craziest part, she didn't even go. The amount of buzz she created from just 4 words, that proves everything. That's what you call superstar gravity. The power to literally make headlines without even lifting a finger.
Okay, so let's pivot back to her comeback, because this is where the story gets really, really interesting. Suddenly, her name starts getting linked with one of the biggest trainers on the planet. And that, my friends, opens the door for a potentially game-changing partnership.
And we're talking about Chris Brickley. If you've ever seen those insane off-season workout videos of NBA legends just going at it, that's his gym. This is the guy who fine-tunes the absolute best of the best. We're talking LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony. He is the gold standard for elite training.
And look, this isn't just some rumor floating around on social media. Brickley himself confirmed it. He's apparently been trying to get Caitlin into his gym for months. Now, it didn't quite pan out before the 2025 season, but this offseason, that door is wide open for them to finally team up.
And you can just tell how much respect he has for her. He flat out said, she's the reason why the WNBA has become so big. I mean, coming from a guy who trains the biggest names in the NBA, that's not just a compliment. That is a massive statement about her impact. A partnership like that, man, it could take her game to a whole other stratosphere. But here's what I think shows her real growth and maturity through all of this. She isn't rushing it. Not at all. Instead of just jumping back into that nonstop grind, she's coming at this whole return with a brand new, much smarter philosophy.
So what's different this time around? Well, it seems like she's learned from that relentless, nonstop grind of our first couple of years. The new approach is all about balance. It's recovery first, then you methodically ramp up the intensity. This isn't about just getting back for next season. This is a move focused on long-term success, career longevity.
And she's got a clear plan, step by step. First, she's been working super closely with the Indiana Fever's medical staff on the rehab. Now she's carefully, methodically ramping up her workouts. The whole focus is on a smart, steady return. No shortcuts, just deliberate, strategic work.
So when you put all these pieces together, you've got the injury, the insane off-court power, the potential link-up with an elite trainer, and this whole new mindset, you start to realize we're watching the beginning of an icon's next chapter. She's not just recovering, she's rewriting the entire playbook on how to make a comeback.
So let's circle all the way back to that first question we asked.
Is her edge fading? Absolutely not. No way. This isn't a story about a superstar on the decline. This is a story about an athlete literally redefining what a modern comeback looks like. It's about balancing health, your brand, and evolving your skills all at the same time.
At the end of the day, this offseason is all about one word: evolution. It's not just about recovery. Teaming up with someone like Chris Brickley, that wouldn't just get her back to where she was. That could unlock a version of Caitlin Clark we haven't even seen yet. I think we should all expect her to come back sharper, stronger, and more motivated than ever before.
And that leaves us with one last, really fascinating question to think about. We already know she's a legend. That's not up for debate. But with this smarter, more strategic approach to her career, could this next chapter be the one that truly, permanently redefines her legacy?